All right, guys, well, welcome to another video. My name is Justin. Glad you just tuned in. Look, we're getting ready for deer hunting, which is tomorrow morning. Deer season has already started. We were out of town in Wisconsin. We're back and we're hitting the woods bright and early before the sun gets up. I was getting my gear set up and I started thinking, I'm like, we should really do just like a quick video talking about some of the more nuanced pieces of gear that are in my bag that are, to me, an absolute necessity when it comes to deer hunting. And there are some pieces of gear that, in my opinion, you really gotta have when you're hitting the woods. And so these are some pieces of gear that I've had for years and they have helped me be successful in the woods. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a quick video. We're just gonna talk about it really quick. When everybody thinks about deer hunting, usually they think about two things. They think about camouflage and a rifle or a bow maybe. And they're not wrong, but there are some tools that I have to have in my bag because it makes me feel prepared and because I use all this stuff. Let's talk about it. So we'll start with a knife. This is a Gerber strong arm knife. I got this a few years ago. That's probably, maybe even 10 years ago. It's a fixed blade, serrated edge, Gerber strong arm. Made in Portland, Oregon in the United States. It's a good knife, a thick blade, full tang. I like this knife. We got a lot of use out of it. It's held up. It's good to have a knife. You never know when you're gonna need it. Really shouldn't go anywhere without a knife. And kind of goes without saying, if I'm gonna go hunting, I'm gonna have a rifle, I'm gonna have a knife. So important to have secondaries, tertiaries, things like that. And we'll get into the secondary in just a bit. But moving right along, this little thing is great as well. We're hunting in South Georgia. This is the sort of thing where you may not need it depending on how bad the bugs are. Specifically mosquitoes and no-see-ums is what we have around here. As late as December, even January, if it gets warm, it's like the mosquitoes just respawn. So this is helpful to have. It's got a little, I think I might have talked about this before in my camping video, but you just put a little pad in there. You got butane here in the bottom. A full butane cartridge will last like 12 hours. This lasts like 2 or 3 hours. So you have to replace these a little bit more than these, but this is helpful if it's a little bit humid, the bugs are out, good to have. We may not need it tomorrow, but I'd rather have it. Moving along, the Primos hardwood grunter. I've had a lot of luck with these. I think I used to have another one just like this. I bought a new one, but this is the Primos hardwood grunter. This has, I'll show you really quickly. This has a reed. You can toggle between doe all the way down to mature buck. That's what it sounds like. I ain't going anywhere without this thing. Wind directional powder. So the big thing in deer hunting is the most powerful tool that a deer has is their nose. Deer have an incredible sense of smell. I think it's something like 200 to 300 million sensory receptors in their nose. Deer can smell really well. They can smell things you couldn't even imagine smelling. Same with dogs. So this stuff's really important. You just flip this up and you get a little like that. This is how you can tell which direction the wind is moving on a day where it seems like it's still and you're not really sure that the wind is moving at all. Especially if you're sitting in an elevated position and you want to know whether or not your scent is moving down and in a particular direction that you're trying to avoid. And this is just good to have so that you know what you're dealing with. Face paint. It comes with 3 colors. I tend to use the black and sometimes I'll mix it, but you just put a pattern on your face. Helps to kind of break up the form of my face. And I got real light skin, so I stand out like a sore thumb. So I need all the help I can get. This stuff will last forever too. You're not gonna use this stuff super often and there's a bunch in there. So you get one of these, you're gonna have it for years. All right, we said we were gonna talk about this, we're gonna talk about it. So, a compass. This is one of those things where I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. This is a nice little one, I like it, kind of eye candy, it's fun to look at. But the thing with compasses is we're gonna be hunting on about 40 acres. I've hunted there my entire life. The likelihood of me getting lost, slim to none. Those are famous last words. So, I've gotten lost back there once. Me and my dad were hunting, he shot a buck, and we were trying to track it and I got turned around. Could not figure out where I was. It's really thick brush back there, as you guys have seen in some of our other videos. And the woods are always changing and growing. Again, I'd rather have this thing and not need it, right? So a light. This is a headlamp. I've talked about this and this, I'm pretty sure, in my camping video. If you haven't seen that, check it out. I talked about some camping gear that I like to have. But there's some crossovers, and this is one of them. I think it's really important to have a good light. This has a narrow beam and a wide beam. This is good to have. We're gonna be moving in tomorrow morning under cover of darkness, and you never know when you're gonna need a light. I like to keep the light pollution to a minimum because deer can see light. At least that's what I believe. We gotta be able to see, and never know when you're gonna wanna turn this on and know what you're dealing with. Last but not least, your sidearm. So, we talked about the tertiary. It's good to have a knife. It's also good to have a sidearm. So, this is a Glock 43. This is what we're dealing with. I've had this Glock for years, we'll say that. It's a good little sidearm. Good compact firearms, good for concealed carry. Glock is kind of a fail-safe. I'm comfortable with this. Comes with 2 magazines using Hornady critical defense rounds for this. It's 9mm. Just good to have. It's good to have a sidearm because if you shoot a deer with a rifle, the deer doesn't die, and you want to finish it off humanely, you're gonna want this. You can shoot it with a rifle, but you're gonna be right there on it. This is a better option. So these are some of the necessities that I'm gonna have with me when I'm hunting. This isn't everything, it's not all inclusive. It's just, these are the things that kind of non-negotiables for me. So just wanted to talk about it really quick because we're getting our stuff ready.